Well, today is really not the day to show you that dagger again or that knife again, is it? Awful weather. It was fine when I arrived like 10 minutes ago. Typically. I have actually already got in my hand this. It could be a hammerstone. It's kind of smooth on this side, but the other side is really battered. I think that, has a high potential to be a hammerstone. Hard to see and not quite as, well, I was going to say not quite as convincing as the other, but actually I think it probably is, to be honest. It's so smashed up on this side compared to anywhere else on it. Oh, I hope this rain stops. What the heck? Oh my gosh. More EBA. I really wish I'd done a reveal on this, because as I picked it I thought, oh, this could be a microlith, but it's not. It's the tiniest, like not even 2 centimeters long little triangle, or very shallow hollow based, beautifully pressure flaked, tiny little point here. That is an absolute stunner. What the heck? I've walked here like 20 times. That is amazing. Right, GPS. I'll let it dry and I'll show you again. What a result. Incredible. That is a shock. But then everything always is that's good, isn't it? I should stop being shocked and start expecting things like this. Get in. Get in. I've been wandering around for a while now with nothing to show for it. The rain was on and off as well, which was making it difficult, but the sun's cracked through the clouds, so I thought it would be a good time to show you this little beauty. I don't actually think it's fully dry, but I think it's dry enough to have a good look. Lovely little flake scars on there. Yeah, yet another beautiful little EBA arrowhead. So cute and small. Yeah, not much more to say about it, other than it is lovely. I'll get some photos, as per usual. Unbelievable amount of great stuff coming out of this lake this year. Just beautiful stuff. Get in. No, that is this south side of the river, thoroughly checked tonight. So I'm going to rush over to the other side because I didn't check it yesterday or whenever it was that I was last here. So yeah, let's go. No daggers tonight, unfortunately, but just that beautiful little EBA arrowhead. There are hardly any flakes around out here, but I still somehow managed to pluck out this transverse arrowhead. It's a chunky one on the side profile. I was going to say, oh no, I think it is missing just a slight portion of that corner there, but it's contemporary. You can see that the this backlight with this really beautiful white patination on the edge of this flake, or this arrowhead. Yeah, I'll let this dry out in my hand while I just walk around here if I can, because it's going to get very dark soon. I see a few more little flakes around here. I've not been able to get out this far this year. Ooh, was that a blade? I'll put this transverse in my pocket and show you again later. I guess it's so light that it will probably be nice to look at it when the light's a bit dark. So light coloured, I mean. There's someone walking around over there. and I don't know who it is. That's interesting. I might go and confront them. Anyway, here's this transverse even in the darkness. Good retouch. Really quite chunky on this side. Hard to see. No, I think you can see the retouch there. And on the other side, yeah, it's difficult, I guess, but it is one. A decent one. I would guess one of the early Neolithic types. Could be Ertabolla though, or sorry, Congomossa, quite easily. Could be a black phase. I think they would have a straighter leading edge though, honestly. Yeah, another nice find, but I'm out of here now. Do I go and find out who that is over there? This little geezer. Yeah, maybe. It is a beautiful, calm Friday afternoon here down at the lake. I have pretty high hopes for this. I was down here last night and I actually saw the archaeologist I worked with last night down here. He was taking some cores from the ground, not flint cores, you know, drilling out cores and looking at the stratification of the lime layers. And it's actually not a forest bed as such. It kind of is, but it's actually reed peat, he was telling me. And it's interesting because over on the horizon there's a tiny little orange dot there in the distance. That is Arne taking more calls, I dare say. So nice out here today. I was desperate to get out of work and get down here. Just found this nice multi-directional core. There's a small platform at the top there with some flakes coming down, then others coming around from the sides. I guess that was Ertabolla, late Neolithic, for transverse arrow production again. But just as I was pulling that up, I spotted this nice blade looking thing down here. This could be a good one. White patinated blade. That is nice. White and blue. Ooh. What a cool colour. Just a blade. But really nice to see. Half prismatic again. I can't remember who you were, so sorry about that, but someone mentioned that I didn't say prismatic enough, or that there was a phrase I didn't seem to use much, talking about the blades, and you reminded me to use it, so now I'm using it a lot. Yeah, interesting pieces. One thing I learnt from Arne yesterday is that where you see lots of these stones on the sand, that usually means that they've been brought here by, you know, prehistoric people, and a lot of them are fire cracked. I can't see an example jumping out at me. Oh, here's one. This has been cracked by fire, and there's lots of fire cracked stone around here, and there's another one. So yeah, this stone here shouldn't be here if it wasn't for the fact that it's been, you know, this was a site, and that usually when you find a big patch of stones like this, that you find flint with it as well, like this massive pointy blade. Yeah, so I thought that was interesting. He also again told me that this was reed peat, and he also told me that it's not white clay further down the beach, it's lime. He told me that the wood around here that you can find, I'll walk around until I can find a piece maybe, but that the wood that you see on the surface here is about 7,000 years old. And there's lots of little white shells in some places, and they're also about 7,000 years old. He said these wooden posts here are old fishing traps, but that it's not clear what age they are. They should carbon date the wood. It is funny down here. It's like all the stars have to align for it to be optimal conditions. There's no wind today, and there was yesterday. I expected it to be nicely stripped back, lots of new flakes visible, you know, with the sand all moved away. But now there's like a layer of silt over most things, like eroded out plant material. So it's not easy, honestly. I haven't found much. Tricky. So I think I will head over to the other side of the river. I didn't go there yesterday or the day before. I actually did a couple of night hunts after work with a torch, and it was kind of difficult, honestly. I did find a couple of transverse though, which I kind of stashed under a rock at the entrance to the beach, which is where they came from. So I'll show you those in a minute. Before I could get to those other stashed transverse, I found one. Appears to be a broken Vedbake type again, with this angled leading edge. Nice retouch on the sides there. Both sides. Harder to see on this side, but it is there. I think there you can see it. Yeah, a transverse. I won't dry this one. I think you could see enough. Right. No, I don't think I'm going to find much else on this side though today. I don't know how I missed that one on the way through first. Shell. Another really obvious example of a fire-cracked rock here. That's really shattered. Learning all the time. Ooh, I just found another beautiful transverse arrowhead. Really flared example. This one I'll dry out and show you again with the others, I think. That is lovely. Beautiful shape. No damage. Just washed out right here at the edge of the water. So there is a few bits to find. That's good. I've just got off the phone with Arno. We're going to meet on the north side of the river. These are the finds that I'd stashed. A cool truncated blade, beautiful patina. I love the way that the dark flint goes to white on this arise here. Beautiful dark material with some nice truncation. Then there's this nice drill. Works down this side a little bit here, and I think the tip may have broken off there. It's quite similar to some of the other drills I've been finding. I don't think I've showed you that one before. Then there was this dark coloured transverse. Funky dorsal, but really invasive retouch on this side. It doesn't look very pretty, but it is retouch. Prettier looking retouch on this side. Fine flakes on this thin edge. Yeah, early Neolithic transverse. Another transverse here. I guess this is also early Neo. It has been in a fire, and there's been a big frost detachment from the top of the dorsal there. But there's just enough retouch visible on this side, if I can capture it, there, to tell us that it was a transverse. Similarly on this edge, you can see the retouch scars there. And it is retouched, not just fire shatter. And I'll save the best to last. A beautiful little white transverse with very difficult to see retouch, which is a shame because the retouch is lovely on this one. It's really pretty. No, that's impossible to see, but you'll just have to take my word for it. Lovely, tiny, beautifully shaped little white transverse arrowhead. There you can just about see the retouch. They've gone from the dorsal down on that side, which is unusual. And then this is really lovely. Bit of dirt maybe in the retouch there. but I'm sure you can see. I think that's my favourite of the bunch, and then the other small white one. Yeah, some finds. Lots of lovely late Mesolithic, early Neolithic stuff. I just had a long walk around with Arne. We went over and looked at the Field of Dreams as well. He was talking about how actually the main site over there on the Field of Dreams, he did an excavation about 30 years ago in what is now the horse pasture. And he said he found bear teeth and wolf jaws buried in refuse pits, and a hell of a lot of flint out there as well, of course. So the main site over there at the Field of Dreams, believe it or not, because it's an amazing spot on the field, but the main site is actually off of the field and in the horse pasture over there. I hope they plough that one day before I die. Really lovely blade down here that I found a moment ago. And a piece of burnt flint. I don't know why I was carrying that one around. Yeah, I thought this was worth a look. Probably a Conga blade. Yeah, there's a few flakes around. I actually found a transverse when I was with Arne, but I didn't film it. But I know where it is, so I'll go and show you that in a moment. This could be one. No, just a flake. Of course, I was talking about transverse arrowheads, so one just jumped out. Another one here. I'll let this dry and show you again. There's some nice retouch on the side. Strange patina with this kind of orangey brown. Yeah, let me mark where it came from. I just took another run out into the water here, even though I've already been out and checked. And I don't even know why I picked it up. It didn't look like flint. But there is an absolutely beautiful Vedbeek phase Conga arrowhead here. It's the best arrowhead I've found today, or for a long time. It's such a nice one. Strange little notch at the base, but other than that, it's absolutely perfect. It's so thin down there as well, that could have been part of the original blade that they used. This deserves a dry, and I'll show you this with the others. That's a beautiful middle Mesolithic arrowhead. One of the earliest arrowheads I've found for quite some time, that one, for a few days. Quite some time. It's not been that long really. No, I'm really happy with that. That's the reason I came over this side of the river, to be honest, one of these. Mission complete. Okay, here's those transverse arrowheads. I'll start with the one I found with Arne. Just a simple transverse. It's actually been in a fire, this one. Ertabola type, I would guess. Yeah, weaponized flint again. Find so many of these down here, really. Then the one I found about 30 minutes ago now. Could have also been in a fire. Good retouch. Really obvious. That's probably an Ertabola type as well. It could be early Neolithic. Save the best till last. This beautiful Vedbeek Conga arrowhead. That's a lovely one. Not much more to say. Beautiful material. Nice patina. And just superb retouch on the sides. Right, I'll go and put these all back one by one. The first one was over this way, Arne's one. But yeah, then after this I'm going to take a quick walk on the Field of Dreams, just in the tram lines. Because when I was over there with Arne, there was lots of flakes around. So I think it is just worth a quick look. So what Arne was telling me basically was that the edge of the field here, where it goes down the hill a bit, that's the old lake shoreline where the maize crop starts. And similarly across in this field here, there's a bit of a depression down in here. That could have been where the river went. And then all up on this hill here is tons of material, very interesting, all under that pasture there. And this is allegedly the edge of the site. So, gosh, if they were just to plough in that field behind me. But I figured I could, you know, tiptoe around the crops and just see if anything jumps out of the Field of Dreams. You have got to be joking. This is surely not a hollow based on the Field of Dreams. It really looks like it. That would just be ridiculous. I think it has to be. Look at those small flakes. You have got to be kidding. If it's not now, I'll be disappointed, but I mean, what the heck? How many of these am I going to find this season? And on here as well, I mean, it might be broken. Oh my God, it's beautiful. What is going on here? What is going on? That is absolutely incredible. From the... oh, there's some damage on the side of it. Still. That is insanity. A hollow base from the Field of Dreams. I've never found one of these here. And I found one now when I've already had 3 out of the lake this season already. I'll give it a clean and show you again. Oh, such a shame about that damage, but still, what a find. It's basically a leaf-shaped arrow with just a notch on the bottom, this one. That's so bizarre. I've been here like 2 minutes. I just put my phone away from talking about what Anna was saying. What the actual... This makes absolutely no sense whatsoever out on the Field of Dreams. Look at this. The flaking on it is incredible. It's such a shame about that damage on the side. But it's still really beautiful. Some strange steps on this side. I think you can see that a little bit better. Now the exposure's dropped. Beautifully made one, especially on this side. Look at that. I'm kind of speechless over this, to be honest. Amazing how that damage just looks exactly like retouch as well. There's a slight patina break in there, I think. It's just slightly lighter. Look at it. I'll get some photos then. What the heck? I mean, honestly, how can I possibly wait 3 years for another hollow based and then find 3 in 6 weeks or so, 5 weeks, and then find a 4th one on a spot I've walked 100 times and never found any evidence of EBA, you know, dagger period or anything like that here. Never ever. What? We are living in a simulation. I am sure of it. I just so happen to be on the early Bronze Age part of the algorithm right now. Clearly. No, I've given it a quick walk around where I can out here. I took a walk along the edge, down to the microlith kind of hotspot. But honestly, I'm just in shock over that hollow based. What a joke. I mean, come on. What on earth? It's just ridiculous now. This is really shaping up to be an amazing year. But no, that's me done. I won't be back here this season. The only arrowhead I found on the Field of Dreams was a hollow based. What? There's usually tons of transverse around there. I'm actually waiting for a couple of friends down here this morning, and I'm a bit earlier than them, and I'm just walking around. I just stepped out in the water, and just the very edge of this was showing. It's a beautiful Ertabulla flake axe, really triangular one. Working edge down here. That is amazing. That's the first one of those I've ever found. The really triangular ones like this. Beautiful work on this edge. They're basically a massive transverse. That is a nice find, that. I was trying to not go out in the water until they arrived, so they had a chance for something. But I've been out here about 30 minutes now and it's cold, so I wanted to just have a quick look out there. Yeah, I'll show you it again dried. Right, I'm out in the water now with my friends here. Mike has just found this amazing, flared, beautiful transverse. That's one of the best I've seen come out this year. Really large.
School book piece.
Yeah, a school book piece, exactly. What a stunner. There you go, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's Mike and Dan there over there. Very knowledgeable guys. I've just found a transverse as well. Nowhere near as nice as Mike's one just now. But a transverse all the same. Hard to see retouch on this side, but it is there. I'll let it dry and show you again, and maybe we can have a look at Mike's dried as well later. Mike has just found another lovely transverse in dark flint. Really small one. Ertabulla type, I guess, even though it does have an angled edge, but it's so small. Really beautiful flint. Yeah, that's a lovely one. You can see the retouch, even though it's wet, it's such well performed. Really cool. A few more finds here worth a look. A nice retouched blade. It's retouched all down this edge. Try and turn it into the light. Really invasive retouch down it. Maybe a batch knife, cutting flake or so. Quite a large but robust prismatic blade with some cortex down this left hand side. Don't see any secondary work or anything. Distal on the right hand side, so it would have been a bit longer. It's missing the proximal, so that's interesting to see. And then finally, the best, or maybe even the only proper scraper I've found down here this year. It's worked all the way around it, but a nice scraper. Yeah, for scraping hides or so. Nice. Good view from the ventral as well of all that work to shape it. I guess that one's Neolithic. One more small little transverse down here that I just plucked out, right under Danny's nose. Really well performed retouch on the sides. Small early Neolithic or late Mesolithic Ertabulla transverse, as usual. Mike's also found a really large lump of bone, like a vertebrae or maybe an atlas joint from something quite large. Is that big bone find that Mike made? We think it's another atlas of a large animal, maybe aurochs. If you know what this is, let me know if you're out there, Zand Motor, for fossils or your will. Could be an atlas. It also looks like it might have been in a fire, or that could be patination from where it's been sitting. Interesting find, this. That'll be about 7,000 years old. Amazing. Mike handed me this blade not long ago. Really chunky, broad macro blade. Seems to have some use wear along it that does not break patina. So that's probably been used for cutting also. But I'm showing you this now because I just spotted this huge flake down here. Really large. Well, it's got some work on it as well. Really large for this area. Bit of scarring on the edges, probably use wear again. Doesn't break patina. Lovely dark flint. But just as I saw that one, I spotted this, and this could be another blade down here. It must be. That's nice. Might even be an end scraper on blade with this curved edge. I'll give this a clean and show you again. I think that's probably an end scraper on blade. Must be with this curved edge. Such a perfect curve up at this distal. Fun. It's lovely and calm on this side of the lake. I'm just walking around cleaning off this end scraper. I've spotted this lovely looking blade down here. That is a beauty. Something else to clean. Right, there's a few pieces here that I need to show you now, dried and cleaned, and a few that are worth a look as well. First piece is this really nice end scraper on blade. That's as clean as I can get it out here, but really lovely retouch on the distal end. That is beautiful retouch. Not much more to say, just an end scraper and blade. It might be Congomossa, but hard to say. Then this is the other blade that I found. I'll get this wet, I think, because it will look nicer. Real nice pinkish, reddish tones in the flint. A few dark inclusions in there. That's not dirt, that's actually included in the flint. I'm sure that's a Congomossa blade. This interesting piece of bone, it's actually a jaw from something. I'll try and find out what it's from and put a caption in the corner as per. It almost looks like it might be a predator with these very small canine-y looking teeth at the end there. Yeah, that one. And then an absolutely beautiful scraper that Mike found. Worked all the way down here with some of the most consistent retouch ever. This perfect line. And then around the working edge here. Mike suggests that this probably would have been hafted, and I would tend to agree with him on that. Yeah, a lovely scraper. It almost feels like it's a pitted ware scraper, to be honest. Very dirty still. Lovely curve. Yeah, so those ones. I'll go and put them back. And then we are going to head off. But it's been a fun day. Really good. Of course, I'm back again here at the lake, sniffing around. I needed an outro clip, so I thought I'd film that tonight. But I also needed to say thank you to Mike, to Mika, for some really nice presents he gave me when we met up down here with Dan there. He gave me a few napping tools. He gave me an Ishi stick and a stick with some pine pitch on it, so that was really cool. He gave me a really nice large bi-faced thing. I don't know what you'd call it, honestly. It's nothing like you'd find here in Sweden. Another kind of sickle type thing. 3 preforms, 2 large ones, one in flint, one in glass, and an arrowhead preform that he said I should use the Ishi stick on and finish myself. But he also gave me a really beautiful pressure flaked or ripple flaked point in, I think, a Scandinavian style, like they've found a few in Norway. A bit like the ripple flaked one I found down here, but slightly larger. So that was really nice. And last but not least, a beautiful banded obsidian Native American style point. Maybe some of you American hunters can tell me the type. But yeah, really, really nice as well. So thank you so much, Mike. Very much appreciated. And it was a really good day. And we actually met up the day after, randomly as well, and that's in this next video that's coming. But yeah, I'm here tonight, and I need to say thanks for watching, all of you guys out there. That's a nice blade, or blade section. And I'll see you next time. And it really won't be very long, I guess, until the next video. Yeah, thanks again.